Well, you won't believe this. I actually have everything set up and ready to go tonight. My iPad's ready. My stream has been tweeted out. Puddin's running a bit late. He's watching South Park, so that's fine. We'll just do a quick review before he gets here. Quick review. Nope, they haven't fixed things to make my Nexus spin. So that just sits idle for a bit. I'm not touching it till I find out what's wrong with it, because if they figure out it was some kind of physics issue, I don't know, some kind of problem that needs to be fixed, then it'll just, an update might fix it and it just might start spinning on its own. Until then, I'm going to keep playing with this one. I don't really need these anymore, so I'm going to keep playing with these ones. Let's try that again. There we go. And we'll just come back to that in a minute, see if it's still spinning. Oh right, this one doesn't have any form of propulsion on it anyway, so it's not going to keep spinning. See, my last idea was to work with timers and set every minute or every 2 minutes, like I would figure out how long this thing would spin, and every 2 minutes I would set up something to stop it and then immediately disappear, and then something else would give it an invisible block would stop it, and then another invisible block would give it a kick, just like what you saw there, and get everything spinning again. But I didn't like the fact that every now and then it would just stop and start again, stop and start again. I liked it better when it was powered on its own, when it was on its own power, because it looked like it was slowing down and speeding up. If you really look carefully, you could see it was slowing down and speeding up, but overall it was just constantly moving, and that's, I really want to, I'm not going to stop until I get that to work again. So as it is, the new one spins very nicely, and I'm probably going to change the other ones anyhow to this new system where the axle is on the inside, and I might find a way to make this a little less, a little more frictionless, let's put it. Haven't really figured out how though, but I also want to do it with few pieces. Like if I have to make 4 or 5 pieces, that would be fine, but I don't really want to make like a full circle around that thing. It'd be pretty hard to do it anyway. So anyhow, let's have a quick review of what we have going on since last night. Well, we cleaned up this front area a bit because there was a lot of structure on here we just did not need to do. This piece here is, I'm still working on the floor that goes up to the ramp, and so I'm not going to finish this until we get our size finalized, because that changed in the last stream, which it was a long 5-hour stream, but if you're watching it, you can probably just skip to the last hour, because that's when all the magic happened. We did a bunch of things in between, you know, like one good thing an hour. Like we narrowed up this pathway. We spent a lot of time measuring these things here to get them to fit properly, and coming up with new features here. But once Pudding got in, we started working on the front. And then I told him my idea a while back about what we wanted to do for the floors on the inside, so we started throwing it together. And this is really odd. I was walking through these the other night, just stepping right through them, but now they're solid to the point where it sounds like I'm stepping on a floor. Anyhow, these are the new floors, and they don't really look like much, but when you generate lighting and when you put on the nighttime canvas, they just glow. They glow like they would in the campaign, which is what I was going for on them. I was trying to find a way to get the most bang for my buck as far as the lighting goes. So yeah, kind of hard to really see what's going on here, but these these things in the nighttime canvas just shine like crazy, and the whole canvas, the whole area gets dark, and so the base gets nice and dark on the inside. Oh yes, we have a light in here. That's probably why. That's probably why you can't see what it looks like when it's dark. We have the light in there just for working on stuff. Oh right, and this light goes away. So let me get rid of that. So let me get rid of this light, and now we can kind of see what it looks like. Now this part of the shield you won't be able to see. It's just the lines. And you see these lines are going to come in right from the front door. They're either going to start here or they're going to start right on the threshold. Probably start here because this is a this is the same piece here. Although you can't see it, this area will be lit up. The front, maybe that's what that light was that I just deleted. Either way, this area will be lit up, but then it's going to go dark once you get inside. And this is the this looks even better in the nighttime canvas, and we will be, you see how bright that is there? We'll be adjusting these because if you put them 1 pixel away from the piece underneath, they light up like crazy, and even brighter than, as I said, much brighter than what you see here. So that is the look we're going for. But once we get everything settled in here, we're going to replicate this on the other side, but I want to make sure we're happy with how the base looks. There was no cross-member piece, so we ended up using 2 of the bridge corners. Now you can kind of see there's 2 there. They intersect right through here. And there's no T-shaped pieces for this, so we had to improvise and make that, and I think it turned out pretty nice. So it kind of guides you up to the teleporter and down to the wasp spawn, which is a new feature of this map. Could be a wasp, could be something else, could be a banshee, we don't know yet. But either way, this is an optional room that is only going to spawn in certain game types. In other game types, it's going to be locked up tight. But in, you know, maybe Slayer, we'll see how it plays. I mean, it all depends on how good testing goes. But we'll be figuring all this room out later. And but it's nice to plan for it ahead of time. What we're going to do first, when Nilla Puddin gets here, is we're going to change this. We're going to economize even more, because you see how I've changed the roof up here to this angle. I want it to be blocks that are going to take the same shape and that are going to come down in here at the same angle. So what that means is we're going to have to raise this up and make that out of the biggest block we have, and the front of this is going to be, instead of a thin piece like this, the front of this piece is also going to be the ceiling in here, and it's going to maintain the same angle, so like 90 degrees to that. So we're going to put giant blocks, so the biggest blocks we can, in that space instead of those, so that we can, as I say, well, actually, you know, we only need to do it for the middle one, because the rest is all cosmetic. And that way it'll also have a cool look, because this floor to ceiling, that will come up to about there, and then this will take up the same angle and line up with that. Oh yes, that's right. The other thing we don't see here is the lines will go up here, and then they veer off towards the other base. So red base will turn the opposite way, of course. So it's just to give one more clue as to which way you're going to go when you haul us out of here. Who are you guarding us from tonight, Dexter? Oracle's brother is staying with us for a week, and every time he comes in the door, the dog freaks. And I mean, so as I said, that's just one more visual cue as to which way you go to once you take off with the flag. And most people won't need that visual cue, but we also consider that a lot of players, this is the first time they'll be playing on an Avalanche map in Halo 5 and in Halo 5 PC. sorry, Halify Forge, so that we want to, you know, sort of guide the players and not really hold their hands, but just give them some kind of guidance that, hey, you know, here's a path, there's something up here, where does this go? Well, we know what it is now. Oh, that's the other thing too. We can stick this bridge piece and use it for this wall up here now, since this block, actually no, we can just leave that as it is. That's all one piece now. So you know what, maybe we should just do that right now. So we're gonna tear down the ceiling, which I'm pretty sure is all, oh, it's not, I thought it was grouped. And let's take these 3 pieces and let's bring them all down together, because we're gonna need those. We can get rid of anything that looks like a ceiling. Okay, so that piece is gone. This piece we can replace later if we need to. See, I just want to make sure we aren't burying things once we put a block up here. So how many pieces have I got rid of? 1, 2, 3. So we've got rid of 3 pieces, and we're gonna take care of this wall later too. I'm gonna make this wall much more efficient. It's way too many pieces. I know it looks really simple. It's just a handful of pieces, but like this piece of glass here, that could be one big piece of glass rather than 2 small pieces of glass. You see what I mean? So I know we can economize there. This piece here I think is gone now because it... Oh no, it's not. I'm pretty sure that this piece here is the floor that's going to fill in those 4 empty spots there. So you know what, I'm going to leave this here, and I'm just going to bring it, poke it just inside so we can grab it from the inside if need be. We'll, if we need to, that way we don't have to tear that, well, you know, we can always go outside and get it, but just making sure there's no other pieces. Oh, what have we got here? We have got 2 of my hockey pucks. Now, let me see what this is attached to, because this is probably... That's all it is. It's those pieces of glass. It was just made to move them before. So let me get rid of that. Get rid of this. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get rid of one of those pieces of glass so that we remember to just put a bigger piece in later. So I'm not going to delete this one here. I'm just going to leave this one off so that we remember that, you know, in case we need to get outside. Okay, we have a message from Sexy Master Chief who wants to show off some content. Griffball Court content, but I think I'm doing that tomorrow, so let me just see what he has to say first. The map is coming along great. Invisible walls are moving when you switch to custom games. Okay, easy fix. Here we go. Yeah, I know exactly what he's talking about. If you set a line of invisible blockers or invisible walls, they shift in custom games, and that was supposed to be something that was fixed, but it just doesn't always fix. But I have a workaround for it. Like almost everything in Forge, I've got some kind of workaround for it, because I've encountered pretty well every problem you can ever have. So what were we doing? Ceiling, right? We're getting rid of anything that looks like a ceiling, and we're going to plunk these things down. And what we might end up doing is we might end up raising the whole thing up to accommodate for where the back of this lands. So what we're going to do first is we're going to ungroup this. And we're going to take this piece here, and we're going to see what angle it is first. Oh, wait a second. Always make sure your snap. You see your rotation snaps at 45. If I had looked at that and checked the properties, it would have snapped it to, it would have, because I had it selected. If it's not selected, it's not a problem. But if I select it, actually I can see right there it's a 55-degree angle. See the angles at the bottom? But I'm gonna look at it under the object properties and see if I had selected rotation and well, it's at 45 anyhow. Oh wait, my snap is at 45. Oh, I'm an idiot sometimes. Here we go. See, the snap said 45, but it wasn't really 45 because I had 45 degrees set. So let's grab it again, and this time you'll see it's at 55 or one of the similar rotations. There we go, 55. See, it was actually 55. So 55 it is. So what we're going to do is we're going to replace this piece with a block that's going to fill this spot, and then that's going to act as a roof for the entire thing. So you know what? It needs to go from here to there. Wait, it needs to go from... Let me lift this up and just see. I'm going to be tearing this all apart. It needs to go from this wall here. So let me just shuffle this over to see if I can do it with one piece. And it needs to go from here to the outside of our... Okay, it doesn't quite reach there. So we need to do it with 2. So since we're doing it with 2, we might as well do it with 3. So let's just kill that piece. Oh wait, I need to know what size that piece was. 64 128 by 2. So we still need to get a 64 by 128, but we need like a 64 by 128. Actually, let's just find out what's the biggest block we can use. Let's go primitive simple first of all. We can go 64 by 64 by 64, but you see that's not the 128 length, so we would have to use like 5 or 6 of them. So let's go back to the detailed. Detailed, we know it's 64, and we know it's 128. So 64, 128, 128 is probably more like what we're after. Now I do switch it back to 45-degree snap so I can rotate this. See, that is going to end up being the roof, but what we're going to do is possibly, you see it's 64 there, and I haven't changed the angle yet. I'm just eyeballing it right now. I don't think I need a 128, so maybe we'll go with a... See, it's going to approximately fit in there, but wait, let's just snap it back. And is that 55? That's 35. 35 is the same as 55. Different axis, but you see it's exactly the same. So this isn't exactly where it's going to go, because right now you see it's kind of killing our base. So we're gonna adjust for that. I also think I might, if 64, 128, 128, that's what it was, right? 64, 128, 128. Yes, that is what it is. And there isn't any, see, there aren't any 128, 128, 128. That's what I was trying to see, is if there were... What's the biggest one? What is the biggest block? So 128, 128. Oh, there is a 128, 128, 128. Ha ha ha. It just wasn't in the 64 menu because we were in the 64 menu. So, biggest block in the game. Let's see. See, what I'm thinking is that this would make our base much taller and much more imposing without adding any pieces. Okay. Now, I already know that I can't go with that 55-degree angle because, see how it cuts into the base. So we're probably going to make that a little shallower, but I'm okay with that because it's way taller now. So I'm happy about that. So see, we aren't using any more pieces than what we were using before. Hooray, magnets are working tonight. We aren't using any more pieces than we were using earlier, but we're making everything so much bigger. And you see that is going to be bigger, and this is going to be way up here now. And that's kind of what I wanted to see this base. I want it to be huge and imposing, and now it's big and imposing, and it's going to be well above the player containment line, so I can actually pull this out now and see some of the roundness of it. And we can make this cliff higher, or just make that longer. You see, I think we're going to get to the point where we can do some nice things with this, like this, for instance. Because it hardly uses any pieces. You know what? I'll line it up later, but... And then put another one on the end of this, because you know how I like going really big when I do my designs. And I've done this before. I've gone way out of maps in like Griffball courts just in order to make my design look huge. And I'm not opposed to doing this, to making... As long as it doesn't affect performance and we have the budget for it, this is an option for later. I can stick another one on and have it go right into that mountainside. So that if you happen to be flying and catch a glimpse of it through here, it makes the map look that much more bigger and imposing, because look at that, that's huge. It makes the whole thing look bigger just because I've added an extra dozen pieces. But that's only if the budget permits. So that's something for another day. If we can't, we'll just pull this up and make it so that it goes in. We'll build up this rock wall. So for now, we need to figure out a position for this, because we need to do. Oh wait, I want to see which side we're using first of all, because it's 128, 128. It has this groove on it, but that's okay because I also want to make sure that the primary is primary, secondary, tertiary. They're all exactly right. Okay, because that's what I want. I want the primary color to be the base color of the base. So what I'm going to do is, because I like the size, and I like the fact that this line we don't have to incorporate anywhere in the design, other than, you know, you might be able to see part of it through the back of the base, which is okay by me, is we're going to make 3 of them. And this is so big, I'm taking a while to fly around. So let's make another one. We're just going to snap them together and group them, and then we're going to fiddle around with where they go. Like, okay. See, we're using the exact same number of pieces, but we're inhugenating the entire base. Let's get rid of those puny pieces I was using before. And also, actually, we're saving another piece. So we're saving 1, 2. We've saved. Oh wait, that is this piece. I just deleted it, thinking that was a block that was hidden in here. We will move everything out of the way to make sure that we aren't enveloping and ruining and hiding pieces that we don't now need. So let's group everything together. Let's pull it out here to make sure it's all nice and positioned, and we'll make one big group out of this. And when they're in place, like, let's go zoom right in on this. When they're in place, you see there's that seam, but once everything's in place and everything's settled, I'm going to manually grab this piece, turn off my magnets, turn on my Z fighter, and I'm going to blend them into each other so that they're more or less seamless. And I hope that on a block that big it keeps that seam. You know what? I'll make it seamless right now before I group it. Maybe that's the way to do it, so I don't have to mess with it later. So you don't want it overlapping too much, or you're going to get Z fighting. Too little, and you'll see the little crack there. But I think this one's a little bit too much, so I'm going to back it off. Oh no, it's right on. It is right on. There we go. So I'm going to make the middle piece the parent. And let's group it. Now, before we do anything, I want to make sure we're not burying anything in the design. So let's. Another thing we may end up doing is turning this wall back on just a little bit of an angle as well. Actually, no, I'd rather keep that upright. I think it's upright in the original. Let's just keep it upright. So once again, just get rid of my Z fighting. I just want to get this up here and way out of the way. And I want to make sure that we're not burying anything. We got some bridge pieces back here. So just to be sure, actually, you know what? We can delete these now because we have like one of each of these already in the design that we can copy from. So let's make sure I don't have my original block selected first when I go to delete it. No, there we go. So anything else that might be in the way, we're just going to move this stuff out of the way. All this stuff too, where I'm likely going to be using some of these pieces, so let me, once again, this is like the third time I've moved all these. Make sure I haven't selected anything. See, I did select something. Oh, there's one. See, I just tap up on the D-pad and flicker the light to see if anything's not changing. There's another one right there that is not changing. Now everything is changing. Oh, you're not. 13, 14. So you're going to group it and just move it all out of the way. But I still want it to be where I can see it because I'm going to might be doing a little bit more shopping as I decorate the base, and there's going to be some more uses for these pieces here. So I want them where I can see them. And ungroup them. There we go. So there's nothing else that's going to get in the way here. Oh, look at these bridges here. Actually, don't look at these bridges because we are not going to be using them. We have enough different style of pieces. I don't want to be throwing another style of piece into the mix. We're pretty well set as far as the pieces and the types of pieces we're using. And the more you add to it, you know, I like keeping things as simple as possible. So let's find a nice place for this mega structure of a roof that we have here. I have a feeling it's going to be higher. You see, it's going to be on a bit of an angle, and the line of this floor, like this line, is going to continue up it. So that's not a bad angle. Let's see how high we can make it. So I don't want the bases to feel cramped, but I don't want them to feel giant either. See, that's a good look. Gives everything inside a little more angular now. Just from the ceiling being angled, all these lines are different, or all these lines are now angled where they were square and 90 degrees before. There's hardly going to be a 90-degree angle in here other than a few things like this on the floor. So that's kind of good, but we'll probably tweak it a bit more. So what that means is these blocks now have to be larger. And they are 128, 64, 32s. And these are accent doors, which I'm not too thrilled about, but what I might end up do, yeah, I know exactly what I'm going to do. This has to be 32. That's the only constraint because this is your teleporter in here. That's the same wall there. So it has to be a 32. So let's go look at blocks 32. And I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to make it so that this wall is partly embedded in the block so that it has this part of it. It's got this angled part here and this little cutout here. But I want to get rid of these nuts and bolts. And what I'm going to do with that is have that part embedded into this wall. So I'm going to take a bigger wall from here. So awkward not using my Elite controller. And all this is all blocky. We're gonna clean this up considerably later on because there's just way too many pieces in there. We're gonna make it. It's like 9 pieces now. We're gonna make it like 3 when we're done. But that's after I figured out this. Let me get this one here. This has got to be 128 by 32, but it can be 128, 128, 32. So that's what we're looking for. We're looking for primitives, detailed, 128, 128, and there's our 32 right there. So that's that piece now. And so it's got to be like so. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to stick it with a magnet to that other one there, and then we'll play with it from there. Huh. So let's stuck with a magnet. Deleted the other one. There we go. So that's in the exact same position. Now you see what I can do with this is I'm going to push this in, get rid of the magnets, put on my Z fighter. I'm going to embed this into here, getting rid of those nuts and bolts. What is that? That's a bridge that we'll have to fix later. What is going on here? How far do I have to go? Oh! Oh, such a tool I am sometime. I still had this piece selected. I forgot to let it go. And of course our magnets aren't working tonight. So I don't have anything to stick it to. That's okay. I will stick it to this. And that's not working either. Why are none of my magnets working tonight? Did I just forget? Well, I know it's supposed to be this embedded into this piece here. So let's just do it by eye. Well, I don't mean by eye. We're just going to look at it as we do it. Oh, wait a sec. We're going to be widening this anyway. So, and what it doesn't matter because whatever the width is, we will match it later. Right now we're working on the height. But we're still good for the teleporter. Yeah, see, we're still good for the teleporter. Oh, that's what that wall was that was sticking out there. That's that teleporter. So now that I've let go of that wall this time, you know what, I'm going to absolutely position this first. And I know that this position will be just almost touching this piece here. I don't want it to be touching this piece. I just want it to be... All right, let's Let's also put this back because I know its magnets are working. Or not. So let's just do the old trick with the object properties. Position X is the same and Y is the same. And then this, you just slide it over to fix. Okay, so that's that. So what I'm going to do then is take this. Oh wait, make sure I have this first. Right, this is the front of this, so I'm not changing that position. I may change the height, probably will, but the front to back is the same. So now I can adjust this wall. And very simply, I'm just going to grab all 3 of these, I think. And then I'm just going to adjust the Z coordinate so that it blends in with that wall there. And I'll show you what I mean by that. I described it a second ago, but now you're going to actually see it see it working. And let's shine a light on this. Because I want to be able to really see what this looks like. So 1, 2, 3, just to make them all the same. And we're going to change the X coordinate, which is the forward and back across the base. So they're mixed, but they shouldn't be. So they're 45, 9. We're just going to keep pushing them back until they look the way I want them to look. Yeah, you can ignore that bridge poking through. There now, you see that? The nuts and bolts up top? I just want to move these back until those are gone and it's got a nice smooth look to it. There we go. That's exactly what I want to do. Now the problem with that is this opens up a gap here. So I can either fix it with an invisible blocker, which I don't want to do because that's why you can throw grenades through them, and I want this to be solid, so I'll just do it the other way. I'll move them back to where they were at 45. Because yeah, I really don't want this gap to be open like this, so let's just pull it forward and let's do something else with it. Put it back to 45. Oh wait, how far back can I put it? 45.7. There we go. So maybe I can just compromise and make it 45.7. Let's fill that gap first of all. There you go. 45.4 is now my new measurement for that wall. And I can't really see bringing this over because that'll make this whole area smaller. Well, let's see what it looks like. Let's see what it looks like. Let me just I know where it is because I'm going to measure it to here. So I'm just going to pull that forward a bit. See, just enough to get rid of those. Just enough to get rid of the nuts and bolts. See, that's all I want to get is get rid of that. I can even leave those girder lines like that, whatever they are. Ignore this side because that's all going to be changed. So how does that look as far as this wall goes? It really didn't change much here. Feels more like the original now. It's just from here to here tighter, but that's okay. Oh, and that looks like a ledge there, but these pieces are actually on exactly the same plane. It's just the way they work. Nilipuddin's here.
Hello.
Hey, how's it going? Did you want to hop
Not
in?
too
I'm
bad.
tearing the base apart.
Oh dear. I just jumped in. I just loaded. So,
Just jumped
change
in.
games.
Or are you in the game? You're in the game.
Yep, yep.
That's because I forgot to lock it. Ha 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 ha.
Yeah. Okay,
The
what
first thing
is
you'll
going on
notice,
here?
the
Whoa.
first thing you'll notice, the bases are much, much, much larger, and
Yeah,
I've saved 5 or 6 pieces so far by doing this. This isn't final. I'm
nice.
still shifting
Yeah,
positions.
well, yeah.
And oh yeah, I noticed that we saved some pieces out here as well, some glass and stuff like that. Anyhow, that's not the point. The point
Uh-huh.
is now the front of the base, the fascia is also the ceiling of the base using 3 pieces instead of and
Oh, okay.
yeah.
I got you. Yeah, yeah.
But I'm just working with placing and position these right now. So
Uh-huh.
bear with me while
Okay, cool. No, yeah. By all means.
I can't remember how wide we wanted to make this. Remember we had, you know what? We should just make it the same width as this, right?
Yeah.
So we'll
If we're
take
gonna bump it up a little bit, just bump it to this. Makes it
yeah, and then
even.
that way it's more
So
even. Yeah.
16.
So it's 16. Well, I don't know if it is because
Yeah.
it's the inside measurement of the bridge. It's to where this
Oh,
mark is,
true.
where that mark is there.
So maybe slightly,
So
yes.
what we'll do
Yeah.
is we'll just plunk down a bridge piece, and we'll pop it up here. See if we can't find a magnet nearby. Um, right there.
We should.
And then what we'll do is we'll
Yeah.
make the width the same, and that will make this display box thing smaller, but that's okay because I am going to simplify that to the point where I might just use 1 piece. I might just use one of
Okay.
those
Cool.
columns, the decorative columns that have the glass in it, and call it a
Okay.
day. So tell you what.
Well, there is the gameplay function of you jumping in and hiding in it, though.
Oh, that's
So
right
you do have to be able
too.
to.
Can you get into the
Yes.
original?
Yes.
Oh, you
Yes. You
can
can
get
jump
into
and
it in
hide
the
in there.
original. Okay,
Yes.
you know what? That's fine then. We will just make we'll just adjust the base, even if we have to go a little bit wider.
Yeah.
We have flexibility because this staircase here is longer than what we have.
Mhm.
So if we need to move the teleporter room and everything over, we can.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
because now that this back wall of the teleporter is the same as the front wall of the base, we can do whatever we want as far as the positioning goes. We can slide it we
Mhm.
won't have to worry about that
Mhm.
back wall. Um,
Cool.
so let's do the ceiling first because everything will kind of depend on that. Oh no, let's do the width of it first. So
True.
all we have to do is move
Yeah.
this block here. I'm just going to set my movement to I can't see the gimbals because they're all in place. You know what? I'll just use the positional. I'll just change the x coordinate on it. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to back this to the bridge up, and then we'll line it up to where it is as far as the width goes, and then I'll take it from there.
Mhm.
So it's going to go to this mark right. It's to the it's to the bottom where the light bridge or the light part is attached, not the top part. So it's the bottom. Yes, it's the bottom on this one. So we actually have to move this over. Can you disassemble the? Oh, you have it now.
I
Yeah.
just. Mo-
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
you're just
Is that
moving
not
that
far
over.
enough?
Oh, I see that. Okay, well I'll
Yeah.
show you where this
Yeah.
wall is going. Is this wall is going right.
Can
It's
you actually
going
come in a
to.
little bit?
Oh wait a sec. I have my snap on to there. Let me just fix my snap. I just want this to be a rounded number. So that's at 9. So that's a rounded number there. So that's at 9.
There we go.
Okay. So
Yeah.
the problem is now we've. Oh wait, I'm moving this back, right?
Yeah. You gotta go way up. Yep.
Yeah, I got to move this back up to the front. So let's x coordinate. So the y coordinate is 9, the x coordinate's here, and we're going to change the z in a minute to figure out how high the ceiling is. So that should be 8.80.5. Actually, no, did we? Right, 80.5 just uses microscopic gap in the back of these, which I wanted. I wanted these to be not touching the base. They're just slightly outward.
Okay.
Okay,
Cool.
so now we just have to set, and you'll notice I use the 128 by 32 on this, so I can put this as high as I bloody well want to now. Yeah, we'll figure out we'll figure out this box and the other positioning. So let's look at the height of this now. Um, so what we should, oh right, oh, it doesn't matter what my height is now. We'll lower it to match. So
Yeah.
let's just move the z coordinate up so we can move the front of the base to line up with this. Okay, and so this now we can, now that we've done this, we can actually make this as an overhang now, if we want to.
Okay. Yeah.
We don't have to. Actually, you know what? I think I like it better not as an overhang, just as it just changes angle.
Well, yeah, that way it doesn't touch the things too. It stays off of them.
Yeah, it stays off of them. So
The
let's
fins.
just,
Yeah.
oh, you know what? Let me just snap it to this. There we go.
Good
So
luck with that.
yes,
Oh, it worked? Oh,
it
wow.
actually worked.
Magnets work?
Weird, it works somehow. Okay,
I gave
so
up on
now
magnets.
all we have to do is raise and lower this using the z coordinate. So I'm gonna, or wait, that angle I think looks about right. What do you think? It's a
Yeah.
it's a sorry, what is the angle of that? The angle of that is, it's a 70, so a 20-degree angle. We can make it less steep. We can make it the same as the ramp in here if you wanted to. Well, we can make it 27.5.
Oh, okay. So it's the same. I got you.
Well, here, the way to make that the same, well, this one is correct, right? So let me just replicate that.
Yeah.
Turn off the magnets. Let's just bring this up. And let's just replicate that.
She had a little kitty hiccup.
Actually, I thought it would be going the other way. I thought it would be, but it's making it. Yeah, you know what? I don't want to replicate that angle. Now that I look at it,
Mm-hmm.
it will yeah, it would have to be way too high at the top. Oh, you know what? Let me try it. I mean, whatever. This is Forge. we
Yep,
can change
always
stuff.
change it back.
We can always change it back. Is that the angle we're looking for? That's the angle right there, right? Yeah, that's it. Wait, let me see.
Okay.
Rotation 160 or 66, and this one is
Sorry, little kitty.
155. Oh, it's not the same. It's got to go another half degree. That looks like it. No, that does not look like it. It's right on the line there. It's not on the line there. Oh wait, is my rotation set to half? Right, it is half. 66. Right, the other one was 66. Why did I not recognize that? Oh, my brain. It's been really off today. So let me magnetize this one more time. Why did it just magnetize to itself? Did I?
I have given up on magnets wholesale.
You see,
don't make any sense.
this magnet. Oh, I see. Never mind. There's two magnets in here because these pieces are overlapped. That's what it is. So one of them's
Okay.
no, that look. I'm not understanding this at all. It's like I'm moving one piece, and the original
It's
positioning.
Yeah.
I have no idea what it's doing. What is it doing? There is no magnet there that it's sticking. See, it's sticking to where the magnet should be if I moved it. See, look, watch when I do it sideways.
Yeah.
I have never seen that before. Here, let me do it from a different angle. So you prove I'm not crazy. See, there's nothing attached to that magnet right there. It's where it used to
That's
be.
the
This is all very odd.
or maybe the magnet is really out of whack on that piece, and that's where it
Oh, or
thinks
the
the magnet,
piece. No,
the
look.
corner is.
No, watch. Oh, wait a sec. You're right. Didn't they adjust the size of one of these? One of these pieces were the wrong. Couple of pieces were the wrong
Um,
size. Maybe they adjusted the piece, but they never adjusted the magnet on it.
I mean, that could
That
very well have
can
happened.
very well be. Yes. So either way, it doesn't matter because it's side to side. I need to make it anyhow. So let's just uh, turn off the magnets. All I need to do is embed this into the wall right now, and then we're done. And then take this piece, stick it to that one to fill this hole, because that piece just isn't quite long enough. And okay, we're gonna have to do something with this mountain up here because there's a gap I don't want to have to fill. Wait, let me move this to the absolute closest, farthest, whatever. And this mountain over here has got to move like 2 feet because there's a gap here.
Oh.
So this mountain here, which is not a problem to move. Actually, I'm not going to move it. I'm going to rotate it. As my rotation's on. And then I'm just going to pull it to fill the gap. And actually, I kind of wanted to raise this mountain up anyway. So let's see what it looks like raised. How high can we go? Without looking silly. Not very. See, because I wanted to embed that tunnel right there. And we are going to have to close one of these gaps, so I can do that after. So does that look terrible or what? I just moved that rock, and I thought I wasn't going to move any rocks, but...
No,
No, that's okay.
yeah.
That still looks feasible. Except for that big gap in the middle. Kind of... Yeah, we'll have to do so. We'll have to close that gap. I'm not
Jam something back there.
and there's
Yeah.
another gap over here I want to close too. So what we'll probably end up doing is taking one of these pieces and duplicating it, or making another one, and then just filling in everything so it looks like one big cliff. So I'm going to move this over as far as possible until it shows an opening. Oh, wait a sec. No, let's wait. We aren't 100% sure of where everything's going yet, so let's just hold up on that. Yeah, but we'll get back to that one. So I got to remember to get back to this one here. So okay. So what was I doing? Oh yes, I did the roof of this. Now how is it looking inside? Do I need to raise it? Because at this point I can raise the ceiling if need be. Do you think it's a little bit too cramped in here?
This seems a little low.
I'm falling through.
Yeah.
Little too cramped. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep raising it until we both agree that it's where it should be. So object properties, position Z. And we're just going to keep going up.
Just gonna raise the roof.
We're going to raise the roof. How about we raise it to the point where we don't need any window pieces? Oh wait a sec. I just realized I buried some pieces. So we should get rid of those pieces.
That's okay.
Yeah, no, I buried those.
I
buried some pieces that need to be removed. So let's get rid of those pieces
I'm
first.
grabbing these ones.
Yeah, get rid of that one. Get rid of that one. This one. Oh, it's 2 pieces. So yeah, definitely get rid of that. This
That's because the one is the bottom rail. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, let's not do a bottom rail now.
Yeah, we don't need it now. We have a totally different design.
Yeah, we have a different design.
Really?
I really don't want the rail now, so we're going to have a totally different thing for that. I'm not 100% sure what that total thing is, but yeah, so let's get rid of that rail. And let's just keep the glass as it is now. And this piece
Okay.
here is oh, that's this floor piece here that's also here, right?
Yeah, they're just yeah, those can be probably only this width. That's just some random piece from earlier.
Oh, okay, so I'll just delete
I
this
am
one that's
running.
out here.
Yeah, I do have a bit of a size conundrum though. So to fill in these gaps,
Which
it
gaps
looks
where?
like we've now created sorry, right here, like where there's no
Yeah.
bridge, it looks like we've created like a 13 unit hole.
Oh, so you're thinking the whole base has to come back a little bit?
Well, I don't know because if the further we've already made these
Well, okay,
things that used to be 12 wides
okay,
quite a
these,
bit wider.
yeah, okay, that's not a problem.
It's gonna be different.
These haven't been made
Yeah,
yet, and they will be hand placed and hand
yeah.
turned to fit. So I would say forget about these uprights right now because I still have yet to
Hmm.
make those, right? And they don't.
Well, no, yeah, not those pieces. It's the four corners to fill in.
Oh, okay.
These front two specific. See, this is a 16, and see how it's just
It
not
just
gonna
does not.
fit very
Nothing fits
well.
there the way it should.
Because I think this is like like a 13 or a 14 size hole.
How about
You
using
know.
one of those? It's the same size as the bridge. Because it is the bridge. I just duplicated it and flipped it over.
Yeah, but I would try putting it down. Because I feel like I just did that and it did not look good at all. Let me see. Because they like go into each other. See what I mean? See how far it sticks out on this side?
Oh wait, let me. Oh really? Because that's smooth right there, and look how far up it sticks out. It doesn't look smooth, but it sure is. Yeah, I don't like that
Mm-hmm.
either. It looks like crap, doesn't it?
Yeah. The
Yeah,
problem is more
definitely
just the
not the
dimensions of the piece. We
definitely
need like
not
something
the.
that's 14 units.
Okay.
Or we could reel the base back in a little bit and make a 12 by 12 fit and just call it that. I mean,
Oh wait a sec. These pieces here are adjustable, right? This piece right here is
but that's
adjustable.
not going to make this piece fit or not fit though. Like, see, that's how big a 12, like a 12 is too small, and
Okay.
then
Here,
a
let's just try
16 is
something.
too
Let's just
big.
try something. Um,
The thing is, it will only affect us on one side, because, you know, the right side, we can
yeah,
hide it under the ramp.
it's just
You
this
know, so
side
it's
you
only going to
can't.
affect us this one corner. Yeah.
Okay. How much lower can you make that?
Um,
You see, because you don't
turn
have to
off.
worry about over here because you can't see it on this side.
So that's as far in each direction as it can go without showing.
Now, why can't? Oh, right, because it has to match up to this. Oh, I see.
Yeah,
It's
that's what I mean.
this is
That's why I
the
said it needs to be 14.
this is the line you're considering. The
Yeah,
width doesn't matter. It's just this way.
yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
So can we just bring? Oh, wait a sec. We have to figure out where that wall is going first of all, because remember this has changed.
Yeah,
Or
I did
oh,
that.
you
Yeah,
already did. That's what this is
that's the
here.
new width.
Okay.
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
what yeah, I'm gonna ignore that piece above it then. So that's the new width there.
Yeah.
So we need to find a piece that fits this and then goes down on this angle.
Oh, okay. So you're saying we can maybe even do both? Hey, think about Rat's Nest, the trapezoid trick. That might work. Remember,
Oh, just use an actual trapezoid there. Is there a trapezoid that will fit there?
yeah, it can because
Yeah,
the
I
runoff
know what trick you're
can.
talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
So we just have to find a trapezoid
Um,
that fits in that spot.
Because it. Did
Here,
I do it?
let me just get this out of here, which is kind of a pain in the ass piece. Um, now that's too steep. Is
It's.
there one that isn't as steep?
See.
See, now that we have this big window open here, we can forge out here and then bring stuff in
Yeah,
from the
I
back.
can actually fly.
You can actually
I
fly in
know.
and out of this
I was
window
getting
now.
stuck in there. Okay.
Because whatever piece you find, we would have to put one on each side.
Oh no, it can't be that big. The thing is, it's tricky because it has to. There we go.
Yeah, you see, that problem is the trapezoids, the angle
Well,
is too
no.
steep on it, isn't it?
Yeah. Yeah.
There isn't
So
one that's
really,
shallow? Is there not one that has a
not that's
shallower?
still wide enough. Do
Well,
you
if
know
we
of any
need to use
oddball piece that's 14? Like a breakout piece or something?
that's 14, I can't think of
Yeah,
any. I
14's
know
a really weird
there are some
number.
pieces that have. That's too steep of an angle here, so we can't use that. I'm just trying to look at some of the other odd pieces we have here that have strange angles on
Yeah.
them. This piece here is too steep. Let's just
Yeah,
spawn.
it is literally a 14 by 14 hole. We could always just do it. Well, no, I was gonna say it would take 3 pieces to fill it in with basics.
Yeah. Oh, wait,
Poop.
can't. Oh, right, because if it goes past here, it's going to impede this. It's going to be in front of that light.
Yeah.
So we'd
Or
have to do
two
two for the top
16
and
by
one
like
for the
8s.
angle.
Yeah. Something.
Could you? What's the biggest trapezoid that would fit in there? The biggest one, because I have an idea. It's wonky, but I have an idea.
Um,
Yeah, see, I don't want to. I don't want to do patches unless we absolutely have to do the patch.
exactly. That's
So
what I'm saying. Like the actual size would be that size.
yeah, let's exhaust all other
14.
possibilities first.
Oh god, yeah. um, 14. I don't know any piece that has a 14 on it.
No, I don't either. But what I'm thinking is, here, I'm just going to grab this as an example, and I'm going to plunk it down just to show you what I'm talking about. You see how this kind of, it doesn't have the rounded corner, but there you go. You see what I mean? How this has
Yeah.
kind of a rounded corner. So if we can find a piece that has a rounded corner that goes down. Oh, what about those man cannons out front?
Okay, that's a good piece. I'm currently scouring. I actually know a piece that is 14.
Okay, you see these have the rounded corner. And if you make that your ramp, this rounded corner could fill that gap.
How about our look at our old friend, the griff ball jump block. The
Oh right,
accent. It's 14.
it is
It made me
14.
think of it. Yeah,
Plunk
look,
it, plunk it in.
I
It's
grabbed
better
one.
than using that giant piece there.
Now the thing is, it's 14 by 12, so it would need a second piece, but it would fit the width perfectly. So I mean, it's
Can you? Is the other side mirrored so we can match this line? Here, let's get rid of this block. What's this block underneath it?
it
Oh,
is
that's my
mirrored, so
breakout.
we could do it.
Yeah, so that line can continue over to there and up the stair, or in under the stair. Yeah. So yeah, just mirror, just magnet that and call it a day. So it's still three pieces.
Where it's so easy, just a magnet.
Just try to
Oh
get
my
the
gosh.
try to fix the magnets and get them working
Yeah,
again.
there we go. Oh, okay. I'll get those working real quick. I'm just gonna do it by hand. It's impossible.
Well, you can use the XYZ coordinate and just make the X coordinate
That
different.
that.
Just do the YZ
Oh yeah,
coordinates the same.
sure. Sure.
Oh, except turn them both 90 degrees. So they line up straight in the middle, and then they each you see that way it'll only be one angle. Yeah, and then flip the other one. There you go. See? And we
Okay.
can we
Yep.
can
Yep.
we can make that show up. Can we not make that show up with the light in it as well? The groove?
Oh, maybe.
Because it looks like it's
Yeah,
really
'cause it is on the
close.
other side.
Yeah,
It is on the other side. Yeah.
yeah, just drop it down a little bit so
Um,
it lines up with the angle. Yeah, one of them's twisted. It needs to be reset because it was
yeah. One.
manually turned. So here, let's just do the coordination reset on them. Oh, and then they got to flip again.
Yeah. Stupid pieces. Okay, there we go.
Yeah, but one's turned.
Oh, poop.
Yeah, just use the rotation, set your rotation snap and use the coordinate system to rotate it rather than by hand.
Yeah.
Then you don't have to worry about, you see how this corner is not the right angle?
Yeah, I don't know because I just did reset that and do it by
Oh, no,
snap.
resetting it doesn't work. When I say reset, this is what I mean by reset here. Let go.
The X
Yeah,
menu.
you
Yeah,
just,
I'm not holding it.
okay, so you just
Yeah.
set sorry, you set your snap. Doesn't matter what it's set to as long as it's set to something. So let's say 15 degrees. You just go to object properties, rotation, and you just change each one of them once. So
Yeah.
that's what I mean when I say reset. That's what I mean.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
That's you manually reset it. Oh, you know what the problem is? We're idiots.
Yeah.
The problem is the piece underneath it needs to have the needs to have the reset, not the
Oh, gotcha.
there. Oh, wait a second. That's weird.
Wait.
The piece itself. Something. Yeah. That's you know what. We'll just manually turn it until it fits. Until it looks right.
Yeah.
You
I'm
see,
just.
there we go. We've added it. We fixed the floor, and we've added some new lines to the scene. What's why is it? Yeah, there's something wrong with that piece. You see over here, it's the line's
There's
broken up on that
no.
side.
Hmm.
See how there's a little line on it here?
Yeah, I see that. I should never doubt that in somehow in Forge a symmetrical box can get out of whack.
Yeah, that looks terrific. See, we've just added some more lines to the floor, and we've only added what, 2 pieces.
Mm-hmm.
We had to replace this wedge with the shorter ones, though. Of course.
Yeah.
Let's replace them with. Actually, let's just
We
oh
can find
no,
something cool maybe. I mean,
like the
these are
piece
from
that you
blockout
just
times.
placed. Will that fit in that as an
Oh.
angle?
Ooh. Let's see.
Let's get rid of that wedge that's there.
It's not gonna be long enough. Actually, never say never. It might be. I don't remember this angle, so I'm just sort of doing it by hand.
Yeah, and get it to light up too.
That would totally work.
Oh, can you replace it so that it's a downward facing angle as well? Turn it 90 or turn it 180, so it looks like the same as the one above it.
Yes.
Now turn it 180 the other way. So it repeats the pattern
Oh,
of the
hold on.
box above it.
Okay. Oh, hold on. Wait. Like that?
No, you see this box here?
How do you mean?
If you took
Yeah,
this
yeah.
box and copied it and then turned it down on an angle. Oh, is it
Oh,
not
okay.
long enough that way? Now flip it over
Yeah,
again. Flip it over end
that's
to end, top to bottom. Yeah, there.
Okay.
Now,
Yeah, my only.
these two pieces will do exactly the same thing. Since it's two pieces over here anyhow,
Mm-hmm.
we'll make it down the both downward angles, so both of them kind of point downwards. And then both of them up
Yeah,
here will point upwards.
might have to change the angle on this ramp slightly because it's not long enough.
Well, that's okay if you tighten it a bit. Whatever you do to make it fit, just make this angle, make this and the shield all line up
Yeah.
to it.
Reason this piece is hard for me to look at. Okay.
Oh wait, I also forgot one thing.
Oh, is that smooth to walk on, by the way? I never tried.
Well, let's do it the forge way.
Hmm.
No, not at all.
Yeah.
And for some reason, oh wait, we need to use a larger shield that fills the whole floor.
Yeah. Yeah.
So let's we should do that first. What we should do is place the shield and then just make everything line up to the shield. That might be the better way to do it, because we can just manually tweak this floor to our heart's content sort of thing, and we can get rid of this block. And whatever you did here, we can just replicate it
Ah,
and turn it around.
dadgummit.
Well, here, and when you set it, do two at a time, so that way you can set it to the like this here.
I accidentally hit reset on the other shield.
Yeah,
The
so
one I
what we
didn't
can
mean
do
to
is
grab.
we'll just use the coordinate system to line these things up first. So here, let me just change it so that these have the same Z and Y coordinates. Position, Z is the same, and Y is the same. What do you know? Oh, that's because I'd only selected the one, so of course it's the same. Um, yeah, I'm not sure. Oh, wait, and what's the angle first? That's the other thing, too. The angle is... Oh, let me turn my snap off. The rotation is 71 degrees, and so this should be 71 degrees as well. And it's not, it's 162, so what's that, 159?
Yeah, this is where it being shorter is gonna hurt us going the opposite direction because it's gonna
Whoa, I just had a major issue with
poop.
field of view. I'm just noticing why people are saying Halo is such a bad field of view. I just got like nauseous for a second moving in this area because this slanted ceiling.
Uh,
Okay.
yeah.
I'm just gonna manually crank it the right. So there we go. Okay, so we line it up to that. I wonder if I can just magnetize that. And I can. Oh, that's what threw me off. I was running into the shield that's up here. I'm wondering what the
Oh.
heck is going on with my controls, and I got all loopy because there's a shield holding me in place here. I was wondering what was going on. So that kind of worked.
Yeah.
Except this has to come forward to fill this gap. Wait a sec, this... Yeah.
Oh, I think that had to be lower to see the shield inside the piece.
Okay, so we'll just lower these once we get the shield. So put the shield down so that it matches these, and I can get underneath the shield to forge. Oh, okay, yeah, the shield for the angle, and it's now 7. It's like, what's the angle? It is 161 or 71, depending on which way you're looking at it.
Okay.
Either way, it's a 1, and then place
71, yeah.
and put it so it's right to the corner, or actually put it so it's right inside this wall. Here, take it out so we can see the whole thing. Yeah, now see how it's really bright like here? Let's put that right in,
yeah.
slightly into the wall so it's still bright. I don't mind the brightness.
It's like that much.
Yeah, so it's even on both sides. Perfect. Okay. Now drop it down so it matches this seam right here. No, lower. This other one's going to have to come over. We'll adjust that one later. And you know what? Let me move the other one right now.
Yeah.
Oh, stupid magnets.
What?
Yeah, so just line it up with that one. And then what we'll do is we'll just change the Z coordinates on let me know what's in. Yeah, let me know when it's in place.
Is that touching? Honestly, kind of having a hard time determining where yours ends.
Mine ends at the, if you look at the line of the piece above it.
Yeah.
Now, it's okay if they overlap just a touch. That's not a big deal. At least that way there's no gap between them. I'd rather have overlap than gap. So that's fine. That's good right there. Oh, a bit lower. Yeah, right there. That's good. That's good. Okay. So that, and then set a Z coordinate using the snap. Like have your Z fighter turned on, and just use a Z to lower it down to see how low you can get it.
Okay.
Right there.
That was, yeah. Yep.
Okay. I'll do the same with these two pieces now. There we go. And that looks good there. I do not really mind that there's this gap in the floor here. That's not a big deal because you can see the blue thing through it anyway. Okay. So that is good. The main one on the main floor that's all one piece. Is that correct? Oh, yes, it is. It is. Okay, so that's good. So it's not showing for me under this one here.
It is not for me either.
Okay.
That one, yeah.
Let me just change the Z on that. There, I just had to bring it down 1. Oh, wait, also... So let me do this one, and this one, Z coordinate should be the same. And the Y coordinate should be the same. And the Y coordinate should match. Wait a second, let me get the Y coordinate the same on all 3 pieces.
Now you're thinking.
There we go. And that way they're all perfectly lined up.
Since we are sort of manhandling the base at this point, do you want to bump this outer wall out to make it the same width as the inside wall?
Hold on one sec. Just want to... Oh, I see the problem here. This box, even though they're the same Z
When you
XY,
rotate it,
yeah,
got you. Yeah,
it's still a little bit out. But you know what? I can a final pass. I'll just manually tweak that.
yeah.
I'll just manually tweak that because the problem is that I don't.
Mhm.
I do want this one line to show, but I don't want this one line to show right here. So that
Yeah,
it's just
no,
that one
that's like
piece that. You know what? Let me just change the Z fighting right now. Turn off stupid magnets. Hmm. That's weird.
that piece is just like cambered or something on the inside.
Yeah, it's just it's
Crooked.
There, I think I got it. And you notice as well with it turned, the lines don't quite line up on one side to the other. So
Mm-hmm.
there we go. It's manually tweaked, and I'll do that with all of them. But that
Yeah.
is let's get rid of this light, push it outside, and let's do some light generating. Let's see what this looks like and see if we're happy with it. And I'm gonna crack a beer to celebrate since it's been sitting here getting warm. One degree warmer, and I'd call it warm.
Ooh,
That
nice.
smexy.
Yeah.
And I like that you don't see the line until you're up on it, and then it seems to, you
Mm-hmm.
know what I mean? It's
Yep.
so this is
Just there.
exactly. I think I described this in episode 1 or episode 2 that this is exactly what I wanted to do with this base, is to have it look alive with lights and without any lights in it whatsoever.
Mm-hmm.
And that's, I think it's happening. It's happening.
Yep.
So, um,
So yeah, there's two, with all the joy, there are two issues. One is it's not long enough to do the reverse angle without adding a second one.
for this piece,
Um,
I think we're okay. We don't need to. We
okay.
can just leave this as just straight pieces.
Okay.
Yeah, but we can just make this.
And then point two, do you want, we would probably have to bump this wall like 4 units or something,
Which wall? Where?
but to make it this back wall, to make it equivocal on each side of the cool middle piece.
Oh,
What do you
I
think
see what you
about
mean.
that?
To make that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The same.
Well, as long like we can make this part here. We'll leave this part as is. We'll measure this to make sure it's the same as the original. But that
Yeah.
can be bigger. Yes. This
Yeah.
wall leading up to it can go out as far as the back of this bridge. So right about there. Is that enough, or do you think it should be?
Uh,
Well, let's see.
I mean, this is really just a visual thing, because right now it's,
What's this with
everything
using
is
two of
measured
these?
exactly. Um,
You know, you could have used just
well, when
regular
everything was,
rectangles, right?
when everything was no, that's a different size than you can get with a rectangle. And at this point, everything was glass too, remember? At the time. So you could see. You couldn't have ugly pieces sticking out.
Yeah. See what I was
Like
saying
that
is,
would have been unacceptable to see.
before it
Yeah,
wouldn't
but
have
then you would
been.
have seen that. Yeah. Yeah.
Now it's unacceptable because the magnets aren't. It's sticking to the other piece, but not the piece I want it to. Anyhow, let's just get rid of that.
That
Anyhow,
sounds like
these
magnets.
pieces. Oh, you do. Oh, yeah. So to get rid of that, yes. So
I just grabbed it.
yeah. Anyhow, these pieces may not be the same. I haven't decided what I'm doing with this back wall yet. Oh, there we go. Now it's
It
stuck
would
with
be
magnets.
nice if they didn't have to look at it, because we could be a lot more efficient with our pieces, but
Yeah.
it would also be really cool to see out the back. So that's sort of like a double edge sword there.
Yeah. What I could also do as far as looking out the back is concerned is, well, yeah, you know what, I don't want to think about that today. Because
Yeah.
this is going to be a whole entire thing, what we do at the backs of the bases. But because I'm going to probably get rid of that floor that's there.
Yeah. What is that floor for?
This
That
floor
happened
is
off
not
stream for me.
outside. No, that is the floor of the base at the front.
Oh, okay.
That's this actual
I
floor
didn't
right
understand
here.
what that floor was.
And it's outside as well. You see, it's in front of the
Oh,
base
okay.
too. So that is actually is
Okay,
structure.
cool.
But I might use the half width one so it doesn't stick out as far, because it doesn't.
Yeah.
It only needs to
Well,
go
no,
half that.
that's. I don't think they have. Isn't 256? I thought they only had
There's a
256 version.
there's a 256 128.
Yeah.
Is there not?
No, there's not.
There's not.
Only. No,
Floor.
256 only comes in also 256.
Oh, so the 128 I would need to have.
2.
Right.
Yeah.
So okay, that helps me decide things. I don't know what, but it helps me decide things. Um, this piece here. Yeah, you know what? I kind of do like this floor now that we've made it, and it really doesn't use many more pieces.
Yeah.
Oh, what am I doing? This piece here can go to here because this piece here can now go to here. See what I mean?
Well,
You see,
but then it would be cutting into this, to the block thing.
Yeah, that.
It wouldn't be respecting the symmetry of the base at that point.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, you're right, because we move this out, this has to come out as well, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And then in that case, this wall will also have to come out a bit.
Yes. Yeah, I didn't move that far yet, but yeah, that one too.
Okay.
That's why I was saying we're a little bit bigger than spec now. You know, we went from 12 to 16, so I guess we're like 4 units bigger than original Avalanche
Oh,
in left and right.
and I just figured out how to save one piece. 2 pieces. Let me figure this out for 1 second. Yeah. You want to see how I'm going to save a piece? 2 pieces.
Yes.
Here we go. So
How you gonna do
leave that piece here. I'm going to delete this piece here. And I'm going to take this piece. Oh, never mind. This piece up here. Hold on. I got to go way up top to do this. I need lots and lots of room. I'm going to delete this. Or duplicate this. Ungroup it. Delete 2 pieces of it. Take this. And then I'm going to replace that block and the one up front with 1 block. There we go. So this piece here is our outer wall. And it's also, if you come out to the front of the base, it's also this tiny little block that I had placed here.
Oh, okay.
So it's also that little
work.
block there. So I saved a block by placing the biggest block in the game.
With an enormous block. Yeah.
Actually, I could probably do it with half the size of that. So I'll do it with
Yep. The 64 128. Yeah.
Duplicate it. Oh, with the 32? I can see if I can do it with the 32. Can I do it with the
Mm,
32?
maybe. No, it won't be
No,
wide
definitely
enough.
not. So the 64.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, so the
And I'll
128.
hold the 64 so you can bury it. Delete
Yeah.
it.
So primitive
128,
detail.
64, 64.
Yeah, 128, 64, 64. That's the one. And we can put the lines outward so they aren't being there. So they aren't being seen anywhere. So let me just magnetize it to the piece that you have, to the inside of it. And then bring it up. And bring it forward. Does that work?
No.
Oh
So
crap.
it does have to be the 128.
Well,
That stinks.
actually, this
I
angled
think,
wall can just continue on to it, right? You see where the glass is?
yeah, I think we're slowly, completely abandoning glass. Uh,
No, no. You see this where this glass is? I'm just saying that this wall can just stretch out to there.
oh yeah, no, it definitely can. I'm just saying, I feel like the easiest way to do this is going to lend us to not having see-through walls, because these
No, you
big
see where
pieces.
this piece of glass is. That's where this new wall is going to be. We're just moving this
Oh,
wall
okay,
out a
yo,
little
yeah,
bit.
yeah, yeah.
You see?
Yeah, to match the
And not only
new.
that, we made the whole base wider by a couple feet anyway because of this ramp being wide.
Yeah,
So this is coming out. So basically, it just means that this is moving out to here.
yeah, everything is like
There,
4 feet
yeah,
bigger, or
yeah.
four.
So that means it does work. Oh wait a sec, does it? Oh, because it's got to go out to there. Oh, never mind.
Yeah, that's sort of what I meant.
I get it now. So and I don't want to use the 64, and so and you know what? We may have something more decorative in that area too. So let me just get rid of that block. Okay, I'll figure out an economical way to fill that hole later. Actually, yes. Okay, an idea is coming to my head. Because this area down here, oh, that's the right width for down here. No, actually, that should be wider, shouldn't it? You know, I'm just going to move this wall for a second. I want to see if we're burying any posts in this wall here. We aren't burying any posts in here, are we? Because I remember this ramp up. Oh, right. No, it lines up with this pole right
Yeah.
here. Never mind.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so
Mm-hmm.
let me pull that back to where I believe it was. Oh, yes, it was even with this pole up here. No, it was even with this wall here. Right, okay. Yeah, because I'm thinking I might do something where this wall here
Mm-hmm.
is a kind of a decorative piece that blends into this wall here. And I might do that thing where yeah, I'm working it over in my head, but I'm having a hard time describing it. It's going to be
Mm-hmm.
I wish I could put up let me see about if I can put up that picture. Yeah, I'm going to put up the picture on the stream so you can see what I'm talking about. Let's just plunk this down in this view right here so you can see what we're looking at. And I'm going to find the picture first so I'm not taking forever to do this. And it was under the not the shop, oh, structure safari. There we go. me see if I can find this one picture I'm looking for, because I think I want to do that with this wall and incorporate it into that jumpy bit. There's my picture of my Nexus. Yeah, I think well, as soon as you see it, you'll understand what I'm talking about. It's a very simple piece, but I want to have two of them in the base. And that seems, it's looking more and more like that. Okay, here's one. Okay, and I have pictures of it, but you really can't make out what it is. Yeah, I'm just seeing if I have a better picture. Oh yes, and I found the picture of the man cannon piece that I wanted to build, the decorative piece, and it looks nothing like the one we made. Nothing at all, like
Oh,
way,
man.
way, way off. I have some pictures of blue lines on the floor, which we've already accomplished. Oh, come on, where is it? Where is it? Okay, we'll have to go with the one I've got. The picture that I put up. So let me see. XP1 and pics. And yeah, that's the picture that came up in the stream. Okay, you see that? You see that?
Oh, okay.
Now,
Yeah.
the thing is, when you walk around that and look at the side, you can actually see in between. You see
Like
the
panels or
trapezoid
whatever.
piece, and then there's a triangle piece in
Uh huh.
behind it. If you walked up to
Uh
it and looked in beside, there's machinery stuck in between those two pieces. Okay.
Okay,
And
I'm
what I
with you.
wanted to do was put
Yeah.
a part of a trapezoid and then another piece in beside, and then stick some signs in there. So just it's like two different signs that are in there, like the cinema
Uh
sign,
huh.
so that you could just see wires going back and forth, and then put a light in there so the glow of the light comes out from between the two pieces. And that's what
Yes,
I was
very
thinking.
cool. I'm
That's what
with
I
you.
was thinking of doing with that wall. So let's go back to the Xbox One here. So that's what I was thinking of doing is having this wall sort of like that, and then incorporating this design so that you can see the whatever lighting or equipment or whatever is in this area here. You can see it between the panel here. It's like sandwiched between this panel and another panel, like which would be the back wall of this.
Mhm.
So whatever we do for decorating in this, you'll be able to, here, let me just, you know what, I'm just going to duplicate this piece here and make it something like so, where the sandwich between it, and there's lighting and stuff in between here. Here, and let me put this over like so. So the light